Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I hope that you have all recovered from the news yesterday of the appeal hearing and that life of course goes on, and from my point of view might have been good news for Meghan, but Prince Harry, I still think, my personal opinion, is still in quite a lot of trouble. So I was interested to read that apparently Christopher Anderson, who has just written his book on Prince Harry and William, said that William isn't returning Harry's calls. Charles hasn't spoken to Harry for a long time. Apparently Harry, allegedly shall we say, Harry wanted to return for the statue party, the Diana statue party. He wanted to return for a christening, for Invictus. Remember, he was supposed to go to the UK and record for his Netflix documentary, Invictus documentary. He didn't show up, and he wants to come back for Christmas. But according to Christopher Anderson, Harry has been ghosted. So let's have a look and see, doing a Celtic cross from Prince Charles and Prince William's point of view, how they feel about Prince Harry right now and whether he really has been ghosted. And of course, talking about ghosts, talking about Christmas, we are going to use the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. It's a novelty deck, but it does read well, even if the cards sometimes bear very little resemblance to the Rider-Waite. Just going to shuffle a little bit more. I'm going to do a Celtic cross, look at it from William and Charles's point of view, how they feel about Prince Harry right now. As I said, Meghan had a big day yesterday, must be feeling very pleased, although the reading that I did on that appeal hearing was quite surprising in her mood that was coming from that reading. But let's see how William is feeling, how Charles is feeling, whether Harry really is phoning home but nobody is answering. The spaceship is not going to come and fetch him when he needs to go home. So let's see. Celtic cross coming up. Nightmare Before Christmas. 'Tis the season to be jolly, but I don't somehow get the feeling of jolly for Prince Harry. So let's see what the cards have to tell us. I'll try not to break into song. I do like a good Christmas carol, but I won't venture that way. And underneath, underlying energy is the Three of Needles, which is of course the Three of Swords in normal tarot. That's heartache, that's disappointment, feeling betrayed, either trying to recover from it because the card is in the reverse, or over it, getting over it, saying I'm moving on, I'm getting over it. We're of course doing this reading from Prince Charles and Prince William's point of view, and they have been hurt, they have been betrayed, they have been disappointed, very much so, to the point, I think, where there is no way back. My interpretation of that card in the reverse is they have had enough of the hurt, the heartache, the betrayal, the disappointment, and they are over it. So let's see the heart of the matter from their points of view. How are they feeling right now? And that is the Knight of Presents. That's the Knight of Pentacles. And that really would be the Prince Harry card, because it's an earth sign man. Presence, of course, is Pentacles. So that is Prince Harry. And I was very much thinking about Prince Harry, but also wanting him to be in the best sense of that Knight of Presence, that is steadfast, loyal, dependable, reliable, on a solid path, going forward solidly. And so if it is about Prince Harry, then they want him to be steadfast, loyal, true, and progressing slowly but surely on the right path. That's what they would like. And what is the challenge right now as far as they see it? And the challenge is the Knight of Candles, which is the Knight of Wands, which is that impetuous, somewhat hot-headed energy that, in my opinion, of course, Prince Harry is displaying at the moment. Tarot reading, entertainment purposes, you know the drill. disclaimer in the description box below. But instead of being solid and reliable and dependable, Prince Harry is coming across as that impetuous, hot-headed, fast in and just as fast out of a situation. So both of these cards depict Prince Harry, and unfortunately from Prince Charles and Prince William's point of view, he is being too impetuous, slightly reckless, and not sticking around. He's not seeing things through. They would like him to see things through. They would have liked him to stick around in the royal family and see things through, and if not, then to see things through in his new life in Montecito. But there is no follow through in anything that he does. He's always coming out with a new scheme, a new announcement, press statement, joining something, but there's no follow through, there's no finishing, and that is the trouble with the Knight of Candles, the Knight of Wands. He is a rather fickle character, and he disappears just as fast as he turns up. His enthusiasm wanes, and he's off again, chasing a new windmill, shall we just say. So underlying energy, what is their real hidden energy, their secret thoughts? Prince Charles and Prince William, how they really feel. Seven of Needles, that is the Seven of Swords, of course, and that is the ghosting card. That is the person who disappears, who sneaks away in the middle of the night, the thief. It's that stealthy energy, it's that sneaky energy. They think that he really has been very cowardly. He has snuck away, he has left them, ghosted them. They feel as if he has ghosted them rather than them ghosting him. Them ghosting him is a response to his behavior. Seven of Needles, Seven of Swords is dishonorable behavior, it's cowardly behavior, it's running away, and that's what they feel. That's what they feel behind closed doors. They're never going to make a public pronouncement to that effect, but that's what they feel. And it does align with that Knight of Candles, Knight of Wands energy of just being unreliable, feckless, hot-headed, impetuous, can't count on him, and disappointing. So their focus right now, the two water sign men, what is their focus? And that's the Three of Presents in the reverse, the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. The Three of Presents, as it is here, is the card of collaboration, of teamwork. And they, because it's in the reverse, they don't expect Harry to be part of the team in future, and they don't want him in the team anymore, I would say. More than don't expect him to be part of the team. They don't see him as a team player. They see him as someone who's unreliable. I keep saying that. I really am banging the drum here. But the cards keep telling me the same thing. They don't see him as a team player. They don't want him around. So for instance, at the Diana statue party, William didn't want him there because Prince Harry, he felt, was just not, he hadn't put enough effort in, he hadn't shown up, he hadn't done the hard yards, so why should he be there? Christening, the same thing. He didn't play by the rules, the royal family rules. Why should there be a royal christening? Why should the Queen show up for a christening? That Prince Harry really didn't deserve, wasn't a team player. Invictus, the same thing. Christmas, the same thing. They don't want him around. They don't want him as part of their planning, as part of their systems, and they just don't want him around at all. What has happened in the past? As if we don't know, but let's see what the cards have to say. What has happened in the past to lead up to this? And ooh, we get the Tower. We get the Tower in reverse. It's a very English-looking tower, a sort of spooky Victorian tower there, a gas lamp with the moon. And the mist was fog, smog even, that green sort of smog. London, it's a bit sort of Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmesy. The Tower in the reverse. It all came crashing down. It's major arcana, everything crashed down. Prince Harry has tried to bring the royal family down, really. And it was a catastrophic collapse of that structure. And because it's in the reverse, catastrophic, that is beyond repair, just as the Three of Needles, the Three of Swords is beyond repair in the reverse here in my interpretation of these cards, in the energy of this reading. The Tower that's come down, they don't feel can be rebuilt. And they don't want to rebuild it at this point. They don't trust him. They don't like him. They don't want him. They just don't want him around. It just keeps coming back to me, that phrase, don't want him around. It's as if somebody is saying that, I don't want him around. I don't trust him. I don't want him around. And it's coming from both of them, I think, Prince William in particular in my intuition. But they don't want him around. Absolutely seems like they have ghosted him. So near future, what's going to be going on with William and Charles and Prince Harry? We get the Two of Candles in the reverse. Lots of reversals coming out in this reading. And that is the Two of Wands, of course. And it's a rather grisly, sinister depiction of the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is, of course, plans. It's a partnership. A partnership where it's usually about business or something where you're really, or a creative, can be a creative collaboration as well, working on a project together, something that inspires you, excites you, something that's quite visionary, you're looking forward to it, but it's in the reverse. There is no way that Prince Harry is going to be part of their plans going forward. He's not going to be included in their plans going forward. He is no longer viewed as a partner, as a trusted partner. And energy just keeps repeating itself. It's very, very clear from these cards. Novelty deck as it is. It does read well, and it's telling me that. So let's have a look at Prince William. How does Prince William feel about Harry right now? Death card. Death card. Oh, wow. It is in the reverse, but again, I'm reading the reversals in this reading as the absolute interpretation of the card rather than the opposite energy. Death, he's over it. He is over his relationship with his brother. It's ended. The Death card. Ghosts, it's a cemetery. If you want to see ghosts, there is a good place to see ghosts. We're talking about ghosting. That was the word that Christopher Anderson used. Apparently, I didn't watch it. I've just read about it. The interview on E.T. And Prince William's done. The Death card is an ending. It's a bad ending, a brutal ending, the ending of something that needed to end because it was a very negative situation. But it's devastating. We've got two devastating cards here. In fact, three, four, Seven of Needles. Seven of Swords is never a happy card either. Devastating card, Three of Needles. Devastating card, the Tower. Tower is the beginning energy of this reading, the past energy. The Death card is where William is now. Harry brought this whole thing crashing down. William is done. William is finished. William is not interested. The relationship is over. It's broken. It's finished. And I'm really, my heart, when I say that, is really feeling quite hurt. It's physically hurting me, and I'm struggling to breathe. So this is a very, very emotional thing for Prince William. The Three of Needles tells me that. It's the heart with those needles through it. It's wounds that I think you wound a Cancerian and also a Scorpio. You wound them, you betray them, you leave them in the lurch like Prince Harry has done. And forgiveness is not going to be forthcoming. Not in a way of those emotional water signs they may forgive, but those wounds will always be felt. And I'm sure any of you who's a water sign out there or got strong water sign energy in your chart will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. It's not malicious, it's not hard energy, it's just that the hurt is felt so intensely that it's very, very hard to forget that hurt. It's always going to be there. So Prince Charles, how does Prince Charles feel about Harry right now? And that is the Six of Cups and a Six of Potions. All right, that's the Six of Cups, also in reverse, and that's another very sad card. Quite honestly, it's a very, very sad card. Because the Six of Cups is about the past, is about childhood, innocence, happy memories, family, all the sweet, innocent things, your past, your childhood, your old friends, and it's in the reverse. So Prince Charles now feels that when he looks back, He looks back with sorrow. He has bad memories. He feels that somehow, possibly he feels that he failed Prince Harry at some level when Prince Harry was a child, was young, not necessarily just a child, a teenager. We know that Prince Harry had some difficulty in his teens, mental health issues, addiction issues, all those kinds of things. So Prince Charles possibly feels quite guilty about that, but also from his own point of view, I think he just now feels a lot of sorrow when he looks back. Not just guilt, I think he looks back and he remembers only the hurt, the difficulty, the pain. This is a very, very heavy reading. I didn't expect it to be a happy, jolly reading, even though I said 'tis the season to be jolly. Really not. There is a lot of heartache here, and a lot of sorrow, a lot of deep, deep, deep hurt. So hopes and fears for Prince Charles and for Prince William right now. And we get the Queen of Needles in reverse. That's the Queen of Swords in reverse. And it could be that they are concerned about Her Majesty the Queen. She does come across more and more as the Queen of Swords rather than the Queen of Pentacles, the earth sign woman that she is. But her official birthday is, of course, a Gemini birthday that makes her come across often as an air sign, as the Queen of Needles, the Queen of Swords would be. She's in the reverse. They're concerned about her. I think they're concerned about the impact that this is going to have on her. And her health, of course, is delicate. She has, of course, had a very hard year. All manner of difficulty has assailed her. And I think that their chief concern right now is that they are very worried about her and the effect that all of this is having on her, and rightly so. So the outcome, I'm more interested in the outcome for Prince Harry in this reading. Let's see what the cards have to say. But that was, even though we're talking about Charles and William in this reading, their feelings are very clear. I want to know how their feelings are going to affect Prince Harry going forward, the outcome going to be for him. And we get the 8 of Needles again in reverse, 8 of Swords in reverse. That is the trapped energy, and it is being stuck in your own fears, in your own belief system. You've made a mental trap for yourself, and there is the possibility that he may get out of that trap that he is in. It's a mental trap, and I want to say brainwashing, and so I'm going to say brainwashing. I will say, of course, that this is my opinion, and allegedly there are techniques being used on Prince Harry, such as NLP. This is all rumor, certainly not something that I'm stating as a categorical truth, but that is the rumor. That is allegedly the kind of thing that is being used on Prince Harry, and possibly through this ghosting, through this alienation that he is experiencing, that he has been cut off so ruthlessly and so brutally by people I think he thought would never ever give up on him, that he could treat them as badly as he liked and they would always forgive him and they would always support him, because that is what he knew when he was growing up. They covered for him, they forgave him, they made excuses for him. They said, oh, poor Harry, mental health issues, whatever else, developmental issues, whatever was going on with poor Harry, they forgave and they covered and they went out of their way to fix things, and now it looks like that has stopped, and Prince Harry is going to have to get himself out of this mess on his own. 8 of Swords in reverse. He is the one who's going to have to extricate himself from this mess, and it is a mental mess that he has got himself into, whether it is because of undue influence from his wife or whether it is his own mental processes that are a mess, and his own really quite dark energy and his own problems, his own struggles, his own issues, but he is the one who is going to have to rescue himself. Nobody else is going to do it for him. And heavy reading, very heavy reading, but interesting cards. And so thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.